Think about how quickly business communication is changing. I mean, it wasn't long ago that you needed, a whole room full of clunky equipment for your phone system.
Tangled wires everywhere. Yeah. That feels like a different era now, doesn't it?
It really does. Now it's all about the cloud. And right at the center of that shift is Cloud PBX.
Exactly. We're seeing this fundamental move away from those sort of fixed on-premise systems. Businesses want flexibility, scalability.
Something that just works better with how we work now.
Precisely. And Cloud PBX, this virtual phone system in the cloud, it's becoming like the core communication hub for companies of all sizes, really.
Okay, so Cloud PBX, it's definitely a big deal. For this deep dive, we've got the Global Cloud PBX Market Report 2025.
Mm-hmm. Pretty comprehensive look.
Yeah, and our mission today is to unpack what's happening right now, but also, crucially, look ahead. We want to understand the key findings for you, what's driving all this growth, and how it looks different around the world.
Right. This report gives us a really good snapshot. We'll look at the market size, the growth forecasts, and the key trends shaping everything. It's about getting you that strategic overview of where business communication is heading.
Let's jump right in then. The numbers. How big is this market globally right now?
Okay, so for 2025, the estimate is USD 24,560 million. So $24.5 billion roughly.
That's already pretty substantial.
It is. But what's really striking, I think, is the projected growth. The report suggests this market is said to expand, well, very rapidly.
How rapidly are we talking? Give us the specifics.
We're looking at a compound annual growth rate, a CAGR of 19.40%. That's the projection from 2025 right through to 2033.
19.4%. Wow.
Yeah, it's significant. So if you think about what that means, if that rate holds, the market size could jump to over USD 101,452 million by 2033.
So more than quadrupling in, what, 8 years?
Exactly. It really underscores this massive shift we're seeing. And just for context, the report uses 2024 as the base year, with historical data from 2021 to 2024 informing these estimates in the forecast.
Okay, and 19.4% CAGR is, yeah, that's definitely take a speed. Now, how does this play out regionally? You always see differences across the globe.
Absolutely. And the report breaks that down nicely. North America is the current leader, holding over 40% of the market in 2025.
40%, okay.
Yeah, that translates to about USD 9087 million. Their growth is still strong, too, projected at an 18.1% CAGR through 2033.
And why North America? Early adoption.
Pretty much. Early adoption of cloud tech in general, plus, a really solid IT infrastructure helps. Within the region, the U.S. is the powerhouse, around USD 770 million in 2025, growing at 17.9%. Then you have Canada, just over $1 billion. USD 1090 million with a slightly higher CAGR, actually 18.9%. And Mexico at about USD 827 million, growing at 18.6%.
Okay, so North America's out front. What about Europe? Where do they stand?
Europe's a major player, too. They hold over 30% of the market share. We're talking about USD 722 million in 2025.
And their growth rate?
Pretty similar to North America, actually. An 18.3% CAGR projected. The report gives details on key countries, too.
Right.
Well, the UK is expected to hit nearly USD 1.2 billion, growing at 19.1%. Regulations there play a bit of a role. Germany's even bigger, USD 1.4 billion, 18.5% growth, often driven by demand for, integrated solutions.
Okay.
Then there's France, around USD 655 million, 17.5% growth. Italy, USD 612 million, 17.7%. Russia is quite large, over USD 1.1 billion, growing at 17.3%. And Spain, around USD 584 million, 17.4% growth. So you see variations, but strong growth across the board in Europe.
It absolutely does. APAC holds about 23% share right now, so that's USD 594 million in 2025. But here's the key thing. Its projected CAGR is the fastest globally.
Faster than North America and Europe. Yep, 22.5%. This is really being driven by, rapid digitization across the region, better internet access. It's a huge transformation.
Which countries are leading the charge there?
China's a massive market, obviously. Almost USD 2.5 billion, growing at 22%. India is showing really impressive growth, nearly USD 590 million, but with a huge 24.4% CAGR. They're really focused on unified communications.
Wow, India's growth is notable.
Definitely. Then you've got Japan, around USD 813 million, 21% growth. And South Korea, about USD 707 million, growing at 21.6%. The scale and the speed of tech adoption in APAC make it a really exciting region for Cloud PBX.
Okay, so North America leads now. APAC is the fastest growing. What about the other regions, South America, Middle East, Africa.
Right, let's cover those.
Hmm.
South America has just over 5% market share. That's about USD 933 million in 2025, with a solid 19.8% CAGR.
Key players there.
Brazil is significant, almost USD 400 million, growing over 20%. Argentina too, smaller, USD 157 million, but also growing over 20%. Flexibility, cost savings, remote work, those are big drivers there.
Yeah. Makes sense. Middle East.
Middle East is smaller, around 2% share. The report listed at USD 870 million for 2025. Their CAGR is listed at 7.7%. Key countries are Saudi Arabia, about USD 346 million, growing strong at 20.3%. UAE, around USD 202 million, also over 20% growth. And Turkey, smaller, USD 78 million, but again, strong growth at 20.6%. Scalability and remote worker drivers there too.
Okay, and Africa.
Africa holds about 1% of the market, estimated at USD 540 million in 2025, with a 15.2% CAGR overall. South Africa is the largest market there, about USD 190 million, 16.1% growth. Nigeria is smaller, USD 43 million, but growing around 15.4%. It's really fascinating how the picture changes region by region based on local needs and economic conditions. So we know the size, the growth. What's actually pushing this expansion? What are the key drivers?
The report highlights a few main things. Number one is the growing need for unified communication UC solutions.
All right, bringing everything together. Exactly. Yeah. Businesses want audio, video, chat, collaboration tools all in one place. It just makes sense, right? Boosts productivity, streamlines things.
And probably saves money compared to having separate systems for everything.
Definitely. Consolidating can lead to real cost savings. That's a huge plus.
Okay, so unified communication is driver one. What else?
Driver number two is the big shift to remote and hybrid work. I mean, that's changed everything.
Oh, sure.
Cloud PBX is inherently flexible. You can access it from anywhere with internet. That's essential for supporting these, distributed teams we see everywhere now.
That location independence is a massive selling point over old phone systems tied to an office. Okay, driver three.
The third one is simply ongoing technological advancement. Businesses are always looking for the next thing, right? Better ways to communicate, improve the customer experience, gain an edge.
So the tech itself keeps evolving, pushing demand.
Yeah, Cloud PBX platforms keep adding new features, better integrations. They have to meet those evolving business needs.
Okay, so you see remote work, tech advancement. Makes sense. But it can't all be smooth sailing. Are there things holding the market back? Any restraints?
Yes, the report points out a couple of key challenges. One is the initial cost.
Ah, the setup cost.
Yeah, the upfront investment for the software, maybe some hardware, the installation. It can be a barrier, especially for smaller businesses, SMEs, with tighter budgets.
Right, that initial hurdle can be tough for SMEs. What's the other main restraint?
The other one is essentially a lack of awareness. Some businesses, particularly maybe more traditional ones, just aren't fully aware of what Cloud PBX can do for them, or they might be hesitant to switch from systems they already know.
So an education gap, almost.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
Highlighting the long-term benefits versus the initial cost is probably key to overcoming that.
Okay. Now, looking forward again, what about trends shaping the future of this market?
Two big trends stand out in the report. First, there's a major focus on enhancing security features.
That's critical.
Absolutely. With data privacy being such a huge concern, providers are investing heavily in things like better encryption, multi-factor authentication, making sure communications are secure.
And compliance must be a big part of that too, like GDPR or GRI.
Meeting those standards, like GDPR in Europe or HIPAA for healthcare in the U.S., is becoming table stakes. It builds trust, which is essential for adoption.
Makes sense. Security first. What's the other key trend?
The other trend is just the sheer competitiveness of the business environment. Companies are constantly looking for ways to be more efficient, gain an advantage.
And Cloud PBX helps with that.
Well, the advanced features, the integration capabilities, they can provide that strategic edge. This competition also means we're seeing more partnerships, maybe better pricing models, which is good news for you, the customer.
Right. Competition drives innovation and potentially better deals. Okay, the report also segments the market, right? Let's talk services. Managed versus professional.
Yeah, so looking at the service outlets, managed services are expected to hold the largest share.
Why is that?
It seems many businesses, especially those SMEs again, prefer to outsource the day-to-day management. They want experts handling the monitoring, maintenance, support. It frees up their own IT teams.
Offloading the complexity. Okay. What about professional services?
Professional services, that's things like the initial consulting, system integration, training users. That segment is pegged as the fastest growing.
Ah, because as more companies adopt it, they need help setting it up right.
Exactly. You need that expertise for a smooth deployment, making sure it integrates with everything else, and really optimizing it for what your specific business needs.
Got it. So you need the experts to get the most value. Now, what about company size? SMEs versus large enterprises?
Looking at enterprise size, SMEs currently make up the largest slice of the market.
Because of the affordability and scalability.
Precisely. It fits their needs well, often without that huge upfront hardware cost. But the report also notes that large enterprises are adopting it rapidly too.
What's the appeal for them?
They value the robust features, the strong security, the ability to handle, tons of users across multiple sites, the kind of advanced capabilities modern Cloud PBX offers.
So it's hitting the mark for both ends of the spectrum. Okay, final segmentation. End users. Which industries are the biggest adopters?
Right now, healthcare holds the largest market share.
Interesting. Why healthcare?
Well, think about it. They need seamless communication between doctors, patients, admin, staff. Plus, secure data handling is non-negotiable. And it's enabling things like telemedicine.
Ah, telemedicine, right. Makes sense. Is any sector growing particularly fast?
Yes, the retail sector is highlighted as the fastest growing end user segment.
Retail. How are they using it?
Improving customer service is a big one. Also, centralizing communication across, say, multiple store locations, and often integrating the phone system with their POS or inventory systems.
Okay, streamlining operations. Any other notable sectors?
Yeah, the report mentions others like BFSI banking, financial services, insurance, government, real estate. They're all significant users, too.
It's clear that Cloud PBX has broad appeal across many different industries. Now, this sounds like a busy market space. What about the competition? Who are the main players?
Oh, it's definitely highly competitive. The report stresses that. You've got a mix of global giants and strong regional players.
Any names that stand out?
Well, the report lists quite a few key companies. You've got names like RingCentral, 8x8, Vonage, Dialpad, Ooma, Nextiva, also Mattel, Avaya, Cisco.
So established telecom and newer cloud players?
Exactly. And even the big cloud providers are in the mix. Microsoft, Zoom, Google, AWS, Azure, GCP. It's a crowded field.
Wow.
Yeah. And they mentioned collaborations too, like Cisco partnering with AT&T to improve connectivity for mobile workers. Lots of action.
Definitely a dynamic landscape. Okay, just circling back, quickly remind us which region is biggest now and which is growing fastest.
Sure. North America had the largest share in 2025 early adoption, big players headquartered there. But Asia-Pacific is projected to have the fastest growth, that highest CAGR, driven by all that rapid digitization.
Got it. North America leads, APAC accelerates. So as we wrap up this deep dive into the report, what are the main takeaways, the author's key conclusions?
Okay, the core conclusions really reinforce what we've discussed.
Right.
First, expect significant expansion, that 19.40% CAGR between 2025 and 2033 is the headline number.
Big growth.
Second, SMEs are likely to remain the dominant market segment in terms of adoption.
Okay, SMEs driving volume.
And third, looking at end users, the healthcare sector currently holds the biggest slice of the pie.
Right, so big growth, SME-driven healthcare leading usage for now. That paints a pretty clear picture for you of where Cloud PBX stands and where it's headed. This has been really insightful.
Absolutely. It's a fascinating market to watch with so much change happening across different regions and industries.
Definitely. And maybe a final thought for you, our listener, to mull over. With AI advancing so quickly and communication tech always evolving, how might Cloud PBX change beyond just unified communications? What completely new features or integrations could become essential for businesses down the line? Something to think about as you watch the space evolve. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.